Hey guys, I'm doing this from the bathroom. My daughter's in the bathtub taking a bath. So I am 21 weeks and Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 3 days today. Um, I had my checkup last Wednesday as we were waiting on. It's a doctor I'd never seen before. She's not an OB, she's a DO, whatever that means. She's nice. Now, mind you, I'm a plus size mommy. Big girl, big girl, big girl, okay? Not skinny. I definitely don't weigh 125 pounds. You can tell by my chins, okay? Let's just get that out there from the very beginning. These doctors knew that they were dealing with a bigger girl. Now, the doctor I normally go see is wonderful. Dr. Hodgson talked about last time. Super awesome guy. We'll take the time out to talk to you about anything and everything. So I went to go see the new woman. I was supposed to be scheduled for an ultrasound to check my cervical length. And what are you doing, weirdo, playing in the bubbles? To check for the cervical length. And when I got in there, they weren't going to do what they said. Like, it's supposed to be every 2 weeks. I'd like you to do it. So she gets me in there, but before we go in there for the ultrasound, she tells me she wants me to take an early glucose test. And first I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll just take the one just like last time, and I'll pass it and we'll be done. So she tells me that, and then she also says something about having an ultrasound at 24 weeks, and then that will be the last ultrasound for the entire pregnancy. And I told her, Dr. Hodgson has it down that I'm to get it, if everything looks good, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, whatever. If something's wrong, tell him and he's to deal with it. So, I explained to her that 27 weeks last time with Marleigh, that checked my cervical length, it was 1.2, and that I went on bed rest, the whole 9 yards. And she's like, oh, I wouldn't have put you on bed rest. You're telling me that a woman who has had a previous loss, who's been diagnosed with cervical incompetence, who has a cerclage, who was on bed rest last time, who was on P17 shots, and gave birth at 35 weeks, you're telling me you wouldn't put me on bed rest? She's like, yeah, I wouldn't put you on bed rest. Alright, whatever. So, what?
My purple mermaid is broken.
Let me see. Find her body. Find her bottom. Her purple mermaid is broken. I will get it unstuck. So, let Mama see it and I'll fix it. So, we have the ultrasound, everything looks good. 2 weeks before, at 18 weeks, I was 4.4 centimeters. This time, I was 3.2, which is normal to fluctuate. Doctors say that kind of thing. As long as it's over a 2.5, they're okay with it. There's your mermaid. So what's wrong with that? I came home and I looked up the early glucose test, and it's normally for women who, A, are overweight, which I am, yes, but who have had diabetes in the last pregnancy or diabetes in the immediate family, are presenting with sugar in their urine, and they typically do it between 9 and 10 weeks. So I was a little confused. So I called the doctor back, and she calls back and she's like, well, you're, a bigger woman and blah, 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 and I prefer to get it done, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, so if I take it, next week and I pass, I won't have to take it again, right? And she's like, no, we'll still do the one between 24 and 27 weeks. I'm like, so you're going to do 2 different tests a month apart from each other for them to just say, hey, she's fat but she doesn't have diabetes? She's like, well, and I'm like, I didn't have diabetes last pregnancy. I'm not presenting with sugar in my urine. I feel fine. I'm not having any kind of swelling or anything. I'm eating fine, relatively, aside from the puking. And she's like, well, I'm shocked that you didn't have diabetes in your last pregnancy. I'm like, okay. She's like, statistics tell us that 99% of overweight women who are pregnant will get gestational diabetes. And I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. Like, I'm not taking the test. I feel okay. I will take it at between 24 and 27 weeks. Well, I can't force you to do anything, so I'll put it in your records that you refused. That's fine. Put it in my records that I refused. That's totally okay with me. So I immediately called Dr. Hodgson. He was on vacation, so I had to wait till the next morning, Thursday morning. I called, and he called me back. And the first thing he says, how you feeling, how are things going, yada yada. We chit-chatted for a minute, and he's like, so I hear that Marleigh is going to have a sibling with something very different from her. And that made me feel good to know that he was keeping up with what was going on with me, that he knew that I was having a boy, that he was following my progress, I guess is the best way to put it. So he said, don't worry about taking the glucose test. If I had thought for 1 second that you had gestational diabetes that it needed to be tested for, I would have done it between 9 and 10 weeks, obviously. He's like, the doctor that I saw, like I said, is not American board certified OBGYN anything. She's just a DO, whatever that means. Doctor of osteo something. She's a bone doctor, basically. And she specializes in, drumroll, motherhood obesity. How are you going to give the fat girl a doctor that specifies in motherhood obesity? I'm fat. I'm pregnant. Am I going to lose weight? I have. I've lost 30 pounds so far. Yes, I've gained 2 since the last time I went. That's good. I'm almost 22 weeks. I should be gaining weight. Dr. Hodgson was like, I'd rather deal with, a semi-overweight woman, meaning me, than one who needed to gain, weight, who was starving herself to be thin and blah, blah, blah. So there was that. He said that we'll do the ultrasound at 24 weeks, the normal scan they do as well as the cervical length, and that if it's anything less than 2.5, they're to come get him immediately, and we'll go from there. If it's more than 2.5, that they'll schedule another transvaginal ultrasound, cervical length, etc., for the 28 weeks. 27, 28 weeks around there. He said, that he's definitely going to keep up with it, that he put in my notes that if, like I said, my cervical length is over 2.5, to schedule me for 28 weeks, and that if it's anything less, to come get him immediately. So he made me feel really good, totally calmed my fears, because I was freaking out. You know what I mean? Like, what if I don't take this gestational diabetes test early and I end up having it? I'm putting my baby at risk and blah, blah, blah. And this woman freaked me out. Not to mention the fact that she said she wouldn't put me on bed rest, that I wouldn't be getting another cervical check. I was freaking out. So he really did wonders. So there's that part. Nausea is back again. It went away for a little bit. Back in full force. Heartburn. I must eat like 50,000 times a day. So there's that part. Cervical wise. I feel okay. I've been having some little bit of pressure, nothing major, which is to be expected. I mean, he's been head down since forever. And I mean, Marleigh was head down the entire pregnancy, which I have a feeling Jude's going to be as well. So we'll see how that goes. Cramping every now and then. Those shots are killing me. They're absolutely killing me. Even on Friday with doing the heating pad and everything and warming up the injection site, blah, blah, blah. It's fine at first. And then it's like a day after, I'm so sore and I'm crying and it hurts to walk and it burns and it's red and it's itchy and I hate it. But worth it. Will it be the kind of death of me? Probably not, but I like to say it will. So everything else is going really good. There have been some people who have messaged me and told me about their losses, and I'm so sorry that that's happened to you. But hopefully you're finding some comfort in my videos. I know it's never easy to lose a child. I've been there. I understand. There's really nothing I can say to you that's going to make you feel okay about what happened or anything. Because, I mean, it's almost been 4 years. It'll be 4 years for me July 8th. And I still cry, you know. We go and we celebrate his birthday. We put a cupcake on his grave and sing him happy birthday, and, you know, put balloons and whatever, and, you know, we celebrate him rather than, I mean, I still mourn him, but we try to celebrate it for us. For Marleigh, for my husband, my family, we try to celebrate it rather than, like I said, the opposite. Have a seat, baby. Sit down in the bathtub, please. Thank you. So yeah, I'm here. For those as well who are asking about sending gifts and stuff for, you know, the baby, thank you so much for offering, really. But I can't accept the gifts. Just the fact that you guys watch the videos and follow me and my journey and are with me through every step of the way, I appreciate. So thank you. I mean, you want to send a card? Awesome. Message me. We'll discuss it. Thank you. There are some people who are just on here to get gifts and followers, and I'm totally not one of those people. I want to share my story. I want to see other people sharing their stories. I want women who have had losses to understand that this happens, that you will get through it, and there's a light at the end of the tunnel. You know, that's why I do this. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and get out of here and give the girl the rest of her bath. So bye, guys.